There's a lot of controlled opposition out there nowadays that is telling you what it is, how it's breaking down, but they never tell you how they got there or the problems that are arising, how it got here. There's an incredible amount, and I don't understand why the sensationalizing in headlines is becoming a thing. I don't understand. There's been people for the longest time that have been warning people for years. We're not talking about, oh, look what he said, oh, look what Joe Rogan said. Nobody cares. It's because they're not telling you how we got to the position we are in today. There have been people, I've been dedicated with the $2,000 I made in the last 10 years to actually get the news out or get the story out, make predictions, put my neck on the line, make the predictions, and actually tell it and show it how it is. And I love to show people how we connect the dots on this, all these years, trying to make sense of what's happening, how it's happening. Russell Brand, all these big guys, they need to speak up on certain events. It's not like, oh, look at the homelessness in San Francisco. It's out of control. Look at the 10 cities. Who cares? It's how we got to this situation. Nobody wants to touch the situation we're in right now. They don't want to go into the how we got into this situation. That's the problem. Nobody cares. It's, oh, look what's happening here. They're going to shut off our power and they're going to do this. Nobody cares. This is the problem we have today, is that there have been quite a few people that are pre-COVID, so you got to be pre-COVID to qualify. And you have to actually be, there's all these people with hang gliding videos, mountain climbing videos, nutritional videos. You go back pre-COVID, they're all about Jesus. It's all different stuff. And then after it comes out, after COVID, they take a twist. They get reached out to. I've been reached out to 2 times, and I told them where to go. So here's the problem we're facing here. Now, this is major. So I'm going to continue here with my round. Guys, this is Mike of the Night for tonight. I got it set up. Household debt rises to $2.34 trillion in Canada as average credit card balance jumps to $4,000, TransUnion reports. Now, you're probably saying, oh, you're sensationalizing this headline. No, we're going to tell you how we got here. We're not going to use the money laundering angle on this one. We're going to use a different angle on this one to show you guys how we've been building up with these artificially low interest rates, and people need to make more money to maintain a 1986, 1987 lifestyle, a basic lifestyle. I'm talking about people, I don't have money to go buy toothpaste today. What do you mean you don't have money to buy toothpaste? You work full time in a first world country and you don't have money to buy toothpaste? So this is the problem we're having. How did we get here? I'll show you guys how we got here. I'm not going to take the money laundering angle on this video, so this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to show, so household debt rises and why. While the cost of living is consistently on the rise, why? Because we're keeping up with criminals. More Canadians are constantly turning to credit, with the average credit card balance now standing at 4 large, according to a new report from TransUnion. And data that came from TransUnion's Q2 2023 Credit Industry Insight Report shows that 4.2% increase, or a $94.8 billion in Canada household debt, compared to the previous year, with a total debt of $2.34 trillion for Canadians. According to the report, this growth was primarily fueled by mortgage loan debt. So people are borrowing from their homes and using their homes as ATM machines, which has maintained a consistent pace of growth for the 5th consecutive quarter at a 9% over year increase as existing home sales rebounded. Now, what did we tell you about homeowners borrowing? Homeowners going broke, severely over-leveraged, using homes as ATM machines before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic. Housing ATM machine, massive defaults ahead. People are taking on too much debt 5 years ago, before the pandemic. Canada household debt is growing, using homes as ATM machines, using debt to buy food 3 years ago. This is Canada. This is Canada. We have every country that speaks English that we've made these kind of videos for. Homes are the new ATM machines. People borrowing too much. 6 years ago. So people are house broke, using equity in their homes as ATM machines to get basic necessities. My opinion, more and more people are tapping into their home equity like never before, but believe it or not, it's for basic necessities like gas, food, because people are house broke. So when you pay $2 million for a house that's realistically worth 90 grand, you're finished. When wages and incomes are not tied to real estate prices, you're finished. When housing is tied to money laundering, it's game over. When your middle class can't get into its own housing market, working 2 jobs full time, it's game over. To assess Canada's financial management and debt handling, TransUnion examined demand, supply, consumer behavior, and performance for its credit industry indicator metric. In the second quarter of 2023, analysis resulted in Canada achieving a credit industry indicator for a score of 106, making it a 1.6 point increase compared to the same period in 2022. However, the current credit industry indicator levels are in line with pre-pandemic levels, which a slight year-over-year increase driven by increased credit demand. According to the report, increased debt levels and rising interest rates have led to increased minimum payments, placing additional strain on already stressed consumers. We told you 5 years ago they're going to raise rates to 9% by 2022. We told you that. The graph is there, the video is there. And the amount of... Okay, so let's keep going here. And this is across the Commonwealth. Look at this. What did we say 6 years ago? Danger. Australians are carrying more personal debt than ever before. More dangerous borrowing. 6 years ago. That's 3 years before they pulled the trigger on the pandemic. It was already happening. You see? Everyone wants to blame the pandemic on everything. Canada versus Australia housing debt. Load out of control. Too much credit card debt to maintain a basic lifestyle. Canadians to pile on more debt for food, gas, and electricity. And there it is. 50% of Canadians face insolvency and can't service their debts. More private sector closures 3 years ago. Look at this one. Major Canadian real estate debt past 76% of GDP. Mass inflation to hit by 2022. Tax hikes ahead. Now, all these controlled oppositions out there, they tell you what's going on. Oh my God, look at this homeless encampment in Las Vegas. So what? Why did it get to where it is? There's a reason why. And that's the problem. All right. Previously on whatever this is, I did it 5 years ago on July 22nd, 2018. Canadians have borrowed $201 billion in HELOC debt, over 30% in Toronto and Vancouver. So Toronto, where prices have gone down, people have borrowed against that equity. Canadians owe more than $201 billion in HELOC debts. Second mortgages is what it is. Reserve Bank focuses on household debt risks. That's exactly what we're just talking about. This is in Australia. High levels of household debt fueled by record low interest rates and easy access to finance, and particularly prominent in Australia's real estate market. The reserve... Again, all tied to real estate. All tied to money laundering. It's all money Oh, Canadians don't launder money, Mike. It's the Vancouver model that destroyed Canada. Look it up. And what else? People buying food on credit cards. Alarms get louder. Defaults at new record. More people will turn to credit cards. U.S. credit card interest rates at the highest level since 25 years. 4 years ago. It's a trap. What credit card really costs you? Multiple credit cards, a blended rate. Credit card nightmare 3 years ago. Massive defaults ahead. Middle class in trouble. Credit card defaults. White-collar job cuts 3 years ago. And the report also highlights that while Canadian credit consumers have historically shown resilience because they're borrowing from their homes, right? There are now signs of some individuals, such as Gen Z, who are in their early careers struggling in higher interest rate environment. Canadians like the economy remain persistently resilient. Director of Financial Services Research and Consult, nobody cares. And however, the combined pressure of high cost of living and elevated interest rates. So this is, and we went over a 1-bedroom rental in Toronto. We've been actually following the 1 to 2 bedroom rentals in major cities and showing what they're at. We've been doing this for like 5 years, like breaking down what cities are left to live in, where you could go and not starve, and blah blah blah. And when you know you're doing this, I'm doing this out of heart, and I want you guys to know I'm doing this out of heart. I'm doing this because I care, not because I made $2,000 in 10 years. My internet bill is $358.40, right? Because my overage is an up on the up speed, like uploading to you guys and doing my live streams. That's why. With 2 internet companies, we don't have a choice. That's protectionism. That's something else we talked about in our 4,000 videos we made. Let's go back up here. There it is right there. Look at this, folks. 4,800 videos. I should be at 5,700, but because a lot of my videos are being taken down for medical misinformation from 2017, digital prison, medical misinformation, I'm asking that if they are not controlled opposition, if all these big talkers that are allowed to speak freely and don't get deleted off social media platforms like we've been 19 times, there's got to be something somewhere in some higher level of someone that has the pull and reach to actually really break down this economic failure we're going through. Oh my God, look what Joe Rogan said. Yeah, but he should have said that 7 years ago. Oh, look what Russell Brand. I'm calling on these people because these people have the reach. I don't have the reach. I can make 10,000 videos. Nobody cares. But the problem is someone somewhere has to speak somewhere along the lines to really get the masses, to really get people to listen. No one listens to me. Anyways, if you want to hear more of me, join us tonight on Mike in the Night. I'm on Rumble now because we're getting the boot on all the platforms. So Mike in the Night, episode 520. We've been doing Mike in the Night since 2016, where you call in, and I can't even read that here. So call in and call into the show if you'd like and be part of the channel and subscribe and like and all that stuff. Anyways, guys, that's my rant for the day, and that's that. I don't know what to say anymore. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.